I've been watching a lot more analysis and commentary type YouTube channels. Some of which I've really enjoyed are Modern Girls. I really love that channel. Other channels I love are like Kenny JD. I also love this girl called Bailey. She does true crime storytellings, but while she does her makeup as well. I love that kind of thing. I love a get ready with me. So I like the mixture of a get ready with me along with anything else I honestly do. I've also noticed lately on TikTok the trending of people dressing up according to the styles of characters in like cartoons or anime. So not really cosplay, but just like inspired, like a modern take on the outfit, a way that you can actually wear that outfit in person. So what I'm doing now is I want to react to a video that Modern Girls had reacted to, the Netflix trailer for a show that I loved growing up called The Winx Club. Now, The Winx Club kind of reminds me of a few other kind of like female targeted TV shows or cartoons back in the day. You had Chara, you had Totally Spies, you had Tokyo Mew Mew, you had WITCH Witch going on. So when I think of Winx Club, I also think of those shows that were running vaguely within that time frame of me being like a child or young preteen, where I really love to watch those kind of shows. I especially loved anime, so I loved cartoons that kind of took like an anime influence, which Winx Club definitely did with the whole magical thing, which is that anime trope, which you can also see in stuff like Chara and Tokyo Mew Mew. When you come to like shows like Totally Spies and also with Witch is also like a cartoon based kind of like magical girl thing, but from I guess a more American perspective. But with stuff like Totally Spies, like Winx Club and Totally Spies kind of relate more as in it's a show with like, you know, you have certain personality types for the different main girls, as well as there was a lot of fashion, I think, in Totally Spies. Like, you never see the girls wear the same outfit every day. They always changed it up. They always went shopping and stuff like that. Something that was kind of in Winx. Like, they did have, like, the typical cartoon maid outfits, but you also did see them in a lot of other things when it came to, like, balls and events, especially with when they had the hero boys. They would go to certain things with them, and then have a reason to change clothes, and we loved it. So, like I said, Netflix is putting out a new remake or reboot of the Winx, but a live action version. So I watched the trailer and there are a few problems. Now I would like to start off with saying that I know a few people just from looking in the comments, people outright already hate it. Let me look at the comments for y'all guys. Let me look at the comments. So someone's saying, so no transformation sequences, which is a valid point, because again, one of the whole aspects of the whole cartoon was that it is a magical girl cartoon just from a non-Japanese perspective or like animation style, because like I said before, magical girls is a Japanese anime theme. So they took that and then just like, oh, Netflix dark. So I have to say the trailer itself isn't bad. I think what makes it bad is because you're putting a known reputation and you're slapping it onto something completely different. So what the trailer kind of gives the vibes off the tone of that they're going into a kind of like a Riverdale Sabrina the Teenage Witch kind of direction. They're taking an original piece of art or cinematography or show styling, whatever you want to call it, and they're making it edgy for teens. Now, this is coming from a person who I do love Sabrina the Teenage Witch on Netflix, and I did like Riverdale season one. So I don't particularly mind doing things from an edgy perspective. I just honestly don't really think it works with everything. I don't know what it is with these studios nowadays. Whenever they want to reboot or remake or a sequel, anything, they feel like the key ingredient is to make it edgy, and that is not the key ingredient into making a good series that kids want to watch these days. Kids or young teens or young adults. Why do they think that we're so edgy? Have you met us? Like, we're not extremely edgy. Why do you keep making this? And even if people are edgy, it doesn't mean they don't like humor, they don't like fun, and they don't like color. If I wear all black every day, it doesn't mean I want to see characters wear black all the time, everywhere, every day, and everything I watch. So just looking at the trailer standalone, it doesn't look bad. What makes it bad is the name Winx Club on it, because it's so completely different from the Winx Club. I feel like one of the things with the saving grace with the Sabrina the Teenage Witch series, making it edgy, why that works, is that she actually is a witch. And you know, some of witchcraft does kind of have like these kind of like a darky or edgier connotations that I guess it did kind of make it work, and we did kind of want to see it go there. So I feel like for stuff like that, you don't really mind. And even when you think of like I don't know, like Riverdale, when you see it go into a more edgier perspective, I think that also works because so many kids nowadays don't really have a kind of recollection on Riverdale or the Archie comics. It's so far removed from our brains or our memories, or if we even had any kind of interaction with it from the first place, that we don't care that it's been made edgy. We don't care because we never had an attachment to it. But who this is geared towards is kids who grew up watching the Winx Club, who are now adults who want to see it again now. So with that said, we already do have an attachment to that TV show, so we are gonna care if you're doing it wrong or if you're completely changing the style, because we remember. Bruh, like I'm pretty sure I was still watching shit like the Winx Club and Totally Spies and a lot of other cartoons up until I was like, I don't know, maybe 16, 17. I was watching that stuff for a very long time. I did not care. I was still watching it. When I got bored, I was still watching that shit all over again. I didn't care. I wanted to see it. So when you take something like that and make it edgy, then it's not going to really get the reaction I think you thought it was going to make. But so far from the comments, like I said, a lot of people just generally don't like it. My second critique about it so far is the casting. So there's a lineup of 5 girls. You have Bloom, Stella, Musa, Tecna, and Flora in the beginning. And then you have season 2 when they introduce a new black girl character, and her name is Princess Layla, or Princess Aisha, or you know, whichever one works for you. But I'm pretty sure I'm familiar with her name being Layla, which I really liked. I feel like that's a pretty name. Now, in the shot that we see, we already see a black girl. Like I said, in the first Winx Club, you have our black girl Winx, or our black girl fairy coming later, which is Princess Layla, but they already have her here in like the standout, which is fine. Like I could appreciate that kind of change. And I know, like, do I wait for season 2? We don't even know we're gonna get a season 2. Put her out from the start. But however, we start to notice a diminish in POC characters once they put the black girl character in the starting run-up. So we don't see Musa, who's supposed to be Asian. There's no Asian girl here whatsoever. Not that I can see. I see 4 white girls standing here. There's no Flora, who was visibly brown, and I think she was supposed to be Latino. And there's definitely not a visibly brown character standing in front of me. But I'm pretty sure, like I said, I'm pretty sure these other girls are white. Maybe there's a girl in lavender. I'm not particularly sure. I don't want to guess anyone's ethnic identity. Wait, hold on, let me Google, actually. Yeah, so I did the Googling, and the girl, I wasn't sure whose ethnicity was what. Her name's Alicia Applebaum, but also due to Googling, it says that she's Musa, who's Asian. So I don't know what's going on there. And then they have another character that they say it's Terra, so they've replaced Tecna and Flora with a Terra. So they removed 2 characters and just put in 1, and they changed her name completely to be Terra. So what? I mean, I guess the only positive to that is that they've made Terra plus size. She's a bigger girl than their other girls. But then again, you could have still had her been Latino and be plus size. Ooh. Why is it with diversity do these studios think it's one or the other? You know, there are people who are intersectional in diversity. There are people who experience intersectional diversity, like being a woman and being black. That's intersectional. Or being Latino, and you still could have her plus size. That's intersectional. Or you could have someone who's POC and be trans. That's intersectional. You don't have to pick one or the other to fit a quota of look at our stuff, woke young people. You know, we know you like wokeness, so therefore we put like a little sprinkle of color. And I guess, and this is what really irritates me when it comes to people just like throwing diversity into shows. Like, I don't want to watch a show just because you have one black person in it. Just like, no. I want authentic diversity. And I think that was like one of the issues I have with like the whole Ariel, you know, the whole Ariel thing that's going on with Disney and making her black. Like, you can have a black mermaid, but my thing is with Disney, I don't think that was authentic. I'm pretty sure you're living off the scandal. You're living off the criticism you knew was gonna happen with other people, especially knowing that racism is still alive today. I'm pretty sure you just did that to pander to brown or woke people, because you know that, oh, when we see, I guess, a character get attacked like that, we're gonna back them up by watching that movie. And as well, like, did you even see Disney really come out with anything in defense of the young girl who has to take that backlash from people saying that we don't want a black Ariel? Why couldn't you just make a proper black film? And not even a black film, why couldn't you just make a proper film with a new character and a new identity who is black? Why? Why did you want to take Ariel, one of my kind of least favorite Disney princesses in retrospect, who left her goddamn kingdom for some dick? Why did you want to take her and make her black? But anyway, we're getting off topic. That's a discussion for another day. But yeah, when we want diversity, when we're screaming for diversity, we want authentic diversity. I mean, kudos to you for at least keeping... No, not kudos to you for keeping one POC character and erasing the other two. There's no kudos. That's just terrible. Honestly, it is. Point blank period is terrible. I'm not even gonna give you kudos for keeping the black girl. You probably just did it because you knew you would get extreme backlash if you didn't keep one of them. But yeah, other than that, what a lot of other people just really does not like about this reboot, at least from the trailer, is that the outfits are not great. They're not great. They're not great. I mean, Bloom's outfit, I feel like it's not that bad, but when you really look at the Winx seasons, their outfits are loud, their outfits are playful, their outfits are colorful, they're monochromatic, they mix a bit of color. They didn't even get the color palettes right. I understand if you don't want to keep that going throughout the whole entire series, because again, trying to like make cartoon outfits, trying to like blend into real life action doesn't really take sometimes. Like, you don't want them to look cartoony, but at least for like having them stand there and just like for us to see them for the first time, I feel like you should at least have stuck to the color palette. Like I said, look, this is like Flora's color palette. How bad does it look? Not bad at all. It's not so crazy unrealistic to have like a light lavender and a green with a little floral aspect coming. You can do it. You can at least do it for one shot. It's not impossible. And another thing I didn't like about like the shot with them all standing together, they're all like having different facial expressions. Bloom looked like she's fierce and she's ready to tackle something. The plus size girl, Tara, she looked like she looked shocked. She looked like she's not ready. Like she's about to go into a math test and fail. Why can't they make Bloom's hair redder? I don't know. Again, I guess it's like trying to pandering to a more realistic kind of thing. But I don't know. I wish her hair was redder. Again, I feel like if you separate the trailer from Winx, it's not a bad trailer. I probably would have watched it on Netflix. I mean, I will still watch this. Just to tear it apart, I'm gonna watch it. Just to judge this out of it, I'm gonna watch it. But honestly, what I think is the real big issue, again, is that I feel like Netflix has really missed the opportunity to put into the market something a bit different. Because that's what you could have done. Not to say that, you know, the Winx Club is an original idea, because it's not. But in 2020's market right now, it's oversaturated with the whole edgy teen series thing. So by putting something a bit more loyal to the source material, then you would have put something into the market that's a bit new, that's a bit fun. Like, people are already in a pandemic. We do want to see something that's a bit more on the escapism kind of side. Like, look at Emily in Paris. let's be real, the plot of Emily in Paris, no shade if you do like Emily in Paris, because I've rewatched it a few times just as like mindless entertainment, but Emily in Paris is not great. It's not really good. The plot is meh, the characters are meh, Emily is meh, the fashion is horrible, but people loved Emily in Paris because it was something fun to watch. It was easygoing. You didn't really have to like think about it. Versus these kind of edgy shows where you want to have a kind of overcomplicated plot. After like season 1, they can't even uphold that for very long. So what is the point, right? They could have put something in the market when it has a kind of tone of Emily in Paris where it's fun, or what Emily in Paris was supposed to be. It's fun and fashionable and nice to look at. Kind of like Euphoria, but without the edge. You know what I mean? They could have mixed the Emily in Paris and Euphoria, fashion and fun. Something to watch and escape through, versus this oversaturation of edgy teen dramas. Like, and if you can't do that well, just don't do it at all. And I think that's why a lot of people actually love Euphoria, even though it's so edgy and so sexualized and stuff like that. People love it because they did that particularly well, versus just something of the same design of everything else and just like blah. And honestly, looking at the trailer of this, it kind of feels blah. Especially if they're not going to have the kind of the money Euphoria has to really have that be done well in the first season. I mean, overall, it doesn't look horrible, but as well, I haven't seen any of the acting through the trailer. I've really just seen a few shots sped through within a minute. So I hope they put out another extended trailer. I'm going to give it another look, and then I probably would dive into it a bit again. I will just see what's going on there. But as it stands now, I would watch 1 or 2 or 3 episodes. But I think I would probably only gonna watch it because of out of blind faith and loyalty to Winx, and I do love Winx. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see if it gets better. I'm already kind of upset about the whitewashing. That's just not okay. Not in 2020. Because not only are we going through a pandemic, you have BLM protesting. We had the issue with Asian people being discriminated against because of the virus. We had all these which really makes it terrible that you whitewash an Asian character. Oh gosh. Anyway, that's a rant. That is for this video today, but that's a rant. But yeah, I just feel like when you think about the greater context of what's been happening this year, and you do that, that really just shows you that not only were they not thinking, they didn't care. They didn't care when they made that decision. They shouldn't have made that decision, but they did anyway. Story of our lives. Or story of the lives of ethnic minorities. And again, this is not to say that the original Winx Club was perfect, because it's not. I've also been watching a few other videos going back to see, are your childhood cartoons really that good, or is it just nostalgia? And there are a few bad things with the Winx Club. Like, personally for me, seasons 1 to 3, perfect. Once Netflix kind of picked it up and started rebooting and redoing all the other additional seasons, garbage to me. Like, I've seen my nieces watch some of the newer Winx Club stuff, and I'm just like, no, you can't watch that trash, it's not good. You're kind of like the old person, and I'm like fucking 21. But yeah, some stuff about the original Winx Club is not that good either. Like, honestly, it didn't have the biggest budget in the world, so some of the animation is a bit cringy, it's a bit slow, it's a bit wonky. But all in all, it still was like a really fun series. As a kid, I really enjoyed it. And then things like that, like the production of it, that's kind of not really the show's fault. That's budgeting. It didn't have the budget for it, so I don't want to blame it on that too much. Sometimes I guess the plot was a bit simple, which again, it's a cartoon geared towards kids, so I don't want to criticize it a bit too much. But yeah, it has its flaws. I'm not saying that it's without flaws and they took this perfect animation, this perfect art, this perfect piece of plot and visuals, and they made this garbage Netflix series. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it doesn't look just flawed, it looks bad. It looks bad. But we'll see. So Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Please do watch my other videos and please do watch my upcoming videos. I'm gonna also do some outfits inspired by Winx Club. I'll try my best based on my wardrobe. So I hope you guys like that as well. And when the Winx list come out, I think it comes out January 22nd or something like that. Hopefully around that time I'll be done with stuff like exams and assessments, which is why I haven't been putting out videos consistently recently. I literally just put out one thing, I think, in like the last 2 weeks, but again, that's because I'm in that period of exams and study and prep season. I've recorded a few things as well, so if I get a chance to edit them, I'll be putting things out with some kind of regularity as well, despite my upcoming academic stuff going on. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please tell your friends, leave a comment, tell me what you want to see. I'll be happy to try to recreate or do anything that would suit your needs, that kind of fits within the kind of feel of my personality as well as the channel's personality, or the personality I'm trying to build for it at this moment. Thank you guys for watching.